Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, August 19, 2021. Jamaica has received its first shipment of the Pfizer vaccine, which has been prioritized for children 12 years and older. This morning's shipment was originally scheduled to arrive on Tuesday, but was delayed due to the passage of Tropical Storm Grace.
I want to start by saying a heartfelt thank you to President Biden, Vice President Harris, the entire United States government, and the people of the United States for this very generous donation of Pfizer vaccine, which you are seeing behind me here. Almost 210,000 doses of vaccines, the first installment of over 600,000 doses, which will be given to the government of Jamaica.
Education Minister Favour Williams, who was also on hand to welcome the donation, says it will certainly help government's efforts to inoculate the education sector and ensure students can return to school.
I know many parents and teachers are anxious to see the education sector return to normality or as near normal operations as possible, and a public education campaign to encourage parents to get their children vaccinated is one of the vehicles we are using to get more people to embrace this important public health initiative.
Meanwhile, Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton is renewing his appeal for Jamaicans to get vaccinated and strictly adhere to the COVID-19 safety protocols in light of yesterday's confirmation of the Delta variant being present on the island. 22 positive cases of the highly contagious Delta variant of COVID-19 was confirmed among 40 test results received from the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA. These were from 60 samples sent to CARPHA. Minister Tufton says this confirmation marks another phase of the COVID outbreak in Jamaica, which requires heightened vigilance among the populace.
Delta is here, and Delta means faster spread, more contagious, easier to catch, and easier to spread. Get vaccinated, wear your mask. Please follow the protocol. Let's fight COVID together.
The COVID-19 infection prevention and control measures include mask wearing in public, maintaining a physical distance from others, and frequently washing and/or sanitizing hands. With the confirmation of the Delta variant in Jamaica, Education Minister Favour Williams says government will have to recalibrate the timetable for face-to-face schooling. She was speaking recently at the Jamaica Teachers Association's annual conference held at the Ocean Coral Spring Hotel in Trelawney. The minister says face-to-face classes will not resume in high schools until early October, with only primary and early childhood classes to resume traditional learning come mid-September. She says the staggered start will allow for further vaccinations to be administered among persons in the education sector. To date, more than 60% of public sector teachers have been vaccinated. Following this morning's arrival of Pfizer vaccines, the vaccination of students is set to begin as early as this weekend. In other news, Jamaica welcomed its 1 millionth stopover visitor on Sunday since the COVID outbreak on the island last year. This marks the fastest growing period of visitor growth in the island's history. This milestone was met ahead of Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett's projection to meet this goal by the end of August.
The achievement of this million visitors means that we now have generated, since the opening on the 15th of June 2020, a little over 1.5 billion US dollars of foreign exchange earnings. We are projecting that the second quarter will end, in a similar vein, and we will have pretty close to 300% increase in arrivals. That will further buoy the growth projections for the overall GDP.
The island reopened its borders 13 months ago following the COVID-19 lockdown. Minister Bartlett says that with the sector's rebound, more than 50,000 tourism workers laid off during the pandemic have been reinstated. The tourism sector also marked another development early Monday morning, the Carnival Sunrise docked at the Ocho Rios Pier. This follows a 17-month halting of cruise ship services on the island due to COVID-19. It was marked by a ceremonial plaque exchange to commemorate the return of the cruise line. Ocho Rios is among the featured ports on the ship's 5-day Caribbean cruise. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett says he is very pleased that Jamaica has finally seen the return of cruise shipping and welcomes this resumption, which he says contributes to the employment of thousands of Jamaicans and has a positive impact on the country's overall economy. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has instructed the board of the Port Authority of Jamaica, PAJ, to explore the monetization of a portion of its business process outsourcing facilities through a listing on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Mr. Holness says it will allow ordinary Jamaicans to tap into investments while assisting the PAJ in developing port towns like Falmouth and increase its participation in near-port activities.
This will enable the Port Authority to generate cash to accelerate other investments. At the same time, it will provide thousands of Jamaicans the opportunity to invest in income-generating real estate assets. This is aligned to the government's policy of socializing wealth, generating opportunities to all Jamaicans through the stock exchange, as we did with Wigton and Trans-Jamaica Highway.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.